The Middle East conflict between Iran, the United States, and Israel continues to escalate, creating one of the most dangerous geopolitical crises of recent years. After weeks of military strikes, drone attacks, and growing tensions, the strategic Strait of Hormuz has become the center of global attention. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important energy choke points in the world. Nearly 20% of global oil supply normally passes through this narrow waterway, connecting the Persian Gulf to international markets. But as the war intensifies, Iran has begun using the strait as a powerful geopolitical lever. According to recent reports, Iran has warned that vessels linked to the United States and Israel could be targeted if they attempt to pass through the strait. Iranian military officials say any ship transporting oil to what they call hostile countries may become a legitimate target. This warning has already caused shipping companies and oil traders to panic, sending global energy markets into uncertainty. However, Iran has also introduced a controversial proposal that could reshape the global financial system. Iranian officials have reportedly suggested that certain oil tankers could still pass through the Strait of Hormuz, but only if the transactions are conducted in Chinese yuan instead of US dollars. If implemented, this policy would represent a major challenge to the global dominance of the US dollar in energy markets. For decades, most international oil trade has been conducted in dollars, a system known as the petrodollar. Iran's proposal could open the door for what analysts are calling the petro-yuan. Meanwhile, the United States and its allies are exploring ways to keep the strait open. Washington has urged partner nations to send naval forces to protect shipping routes and prevent disruptions in global oil supply. At the same time, some U.S. officials say limited shipping traffic through the strait is still continuing in order to stabilize energy markets. Israel has also continued its military operations against Iranian targets, while Iran has vowed retaliation against regional infrastructure connected to U.S. and Israeli interests. These escalating actions have raised fears that the conflict could spread across the entire Persian Gulf region. As oil prices surge and global markets react, the future of the Strait of Hormuz may determine not only the outcome of this conflict, but also the future of the global energy system. For now, the world is watching closely as tensions between Iran, Israel, and the United States continue to rise. The conflict involving Iran, the United States, and Israel is entering a new phase, and this time the battlefield is not only military, but also economic. At the center of this global crisis lies the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway that serves as the main gateway for oil exports from the Persian Gulf. Nearly one-fifth of the world's oil supply moves through this route, making it one of the most strategic maritime corridors on Earth. Since the start of the conflict, shipping traffic through the strait has dramatically slowed, with many oil tankers waiting outside the Gulf for security clearance. Several ships have even been damaged in incidents near the strait, increasing fears of a wider maritime conflict. Iran has made its position clear. Tehran says the Strait of Hormuz is not completely closed to international trade, but vessels connected to the United States and Israel may not be allowed to pass. Iranian officials argue that countries attacking Iran should not expect safe access to one of the world's most important energy routes. But the most surprising development is Iran's new financial condition. Reports indicate that Iran may allow certain oil tankers to cross the Strait of Hormuz only if the oil transactions are settled in Chinese yuan instead of US dollars. Such a move could significantly weaken the dominance of the US dollar in global energy markets and strengthen China's currency in international trade. Analysts say this could be one of the biggest challenges to the petrodollar system in decades. Meanwhile, the United States is working with allies to stabilize the situation and ensure global energy supplies remain available. Washington has called for international cooperation to secure shipping routes and prevent further disruptions in oil markets. With rising oil prices, military tensions, and a growing economic battle over currencies, the Strait of Hormuz is becoming the most critical flashpoint in the Middle East crisis. Whether diplomacy or escalation comes next, one thing is clear. What happens in the Strait of Hormuz could reshape the global balance of power.